Hey Hotshots, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy, here today to talk about success hinges on your ability to do this, aka the curious perspective paradox. Welcome to Emotional Fire Academy. This is where we learn tactical mindfulness so we can move from ordinary to extraordinary. I want to help you get epic results in your life. I want to help you transform. I want to help you reach your goals. These are all things I want to teach you how to do using the strategies and tools and perspectives that I present on this channel. So welcome. If that sounds good to you, subscribe. I'd love to have you. We have some exciting classes coming up in April. Stay tuned for that because that's going to help you do a lot of the things that I talk about in my videos. Very digestible, easy to follow, simple steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to where you want to be. So there are two perspectives we can take from consciousness as consciousness. I've talked about these before. And part of this video also is talking about the simulation. I believe we live in a simulation. If you need some help getting on board with that idea, go ahead and check out the Scientific American article linked below entitled "Confirmed We Live in a Simulation." So everybody is kind of coming around to that. And so how do we master ourselves, right? Ourselves and the simulation. So how do we achieve self-mastery? How do we achieve emotional mastery? That's one thing I teach on this channel. The second thing that I've just started teaching is how do we master the simulation? How do we achieve our goals even faster and draw things to us? How do we embody a state of being that will produce certain results in our life? This is all very fascinating to me and things that I practice on a daily basis. I live this stuff. And I had this idea, this realization, this is a 30,000 foot view of how to be as successful as possible on each of these levels of self-mastery and also mastering the simulation, right? Creating things in your reality as quickly as possible. Comes down to two perspectives, the perspective paradox. It's like a yin and a yang. There's two perspectives. Experiencer, right? The person who is in it, they are fully embodied, they are identified with a certain state, personality, emotion, situation. They are so in it that they cannot see outside of it, right? That's one. That's experiencer. That's kind of where we live as self, right? Me. This is me. This is my life. This is who I am. I'm a 40-year-old woman. I blah, 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 blah. We have a story, right? We have a story about who self is and we're in it. We're living from that point. There's also witness position. Witness is slightly removed. Witness is just a step back, just enough stepping back to have a little bit of objectivity on experiencer, right? Witness is observing experiencer. Being like, oh, okay, cool. And both of these perspectives are available to us at all times. Both of these perspectives are available to us at all times. This is what I teach with my stop, drop, and roll tool. If you don't have it yet, I highly suggest grab it below in the description box. All the details are there. But stop, drop, and roll tool teaches you to step into the position of witness instead of experiencer when you're having a really intense negative emotion. And when you do that, you have just enough distance from it. It might even be a tiny amount, but just enough distance that you can then maintain control in that situation. Because when we lose control of ourself and we're like in an emotion, that's all we can experience, right? We limit ourselves in that way. And that's all we see. It changes our perspective. It changes our ability to see solutions. So experiencer, when we want to really talk about self-mastery and being really good at emotional mastery, self-mastery, you have to be able to step into the witness position. It's that little bit of yang from the other side, right? Is in the whole of this, this little slice, this little tadpole contains some of the witness. And to balance, you need to bring the balance of the witness to your self-experience in order to be a master of yourself. This is why people suggest meditation. I'm not big on meditation. I always thought meditation was kind of stupid, to be honest. I had a really hard time focusing. But really what meditation does, which they don't explain to you why they suggest you meditate, is to be able to step outside of yourself, right? Your experiencer mode is a bunch of stories that we keep active, that we believe, an identity that we believe we are. We think we're our body, we think we're our mind, we think we're our circumstances, we think we're our roles. This collection of story. And meditation really, when you sit there and you kind of just watch your thoughts pass by, you're essentially stepping back into a witness position where you're just kind of disidentifying with yourself for a little bit. If I had known that was the point, maybe it would have gone better for me. But I think that is an important awareness of why people suggest meditation. They just want you to pop out of yourself for a little bit, but you can do this in a more active way. And that's what I help you to do with the Stop, Drop, and Roll tool. So yeah, in order to experience that, or in order to master self, you have to be able to pop out as a witness. Same thing on the other side. We have to have a little bit of balance into self, and we're going to get into that really quickly, but let's differentiate them even further with an example. So let's go to firefighting. When someone's house is burning down, they're the experiencer, right? They're identifying with their house. This is my house. It's burning down. Oh my God, I'm panicking. It's horrible. The firefighter comes in. They see the same thing. They see a house burning down. They see, danger. They see smoke and flames. But they're a witness, right? They identify as someone who is outside of the situation enough that they can calmly go in and fix the situation. What would happen if it was their house, that firefighter's house? And they rolled up and they're like, "Oh my God, this is my house is burning down." They would immediately go to the experiencer role, right? They would highly identify with, "This is my house. Oh my God, I'm panicked. Oh my God, I need to call my wife, my husband, whoever, You see how that flip gets made? They suddenly identify as that. And then they lose kind of that objectivity to be calm and to be grounded and focused. So this can flip really easily. This can flip where we identify with something we identify with in the story, in the circumstance, we will immediately go into experiencer mode and then we will have a reaction. So, yeah. So then, we go into witness. The witness perspective we perceive as not me, right? It's part of the simulation. Not me. That's not really me. I'm seeing it, but it's not me, right? I'm not identifying as it, right? Just think of the firefighter who goes to the burning building. They see it and they have empathy for the person whose house is burning down, but they're removed enough that they think, "Oh, it's not me. It's not me. I'm not identifying as it." It's that way I can help. I can help because I'm removed from it. This is also in the witness position where we have states of transcendence, right? We can transcend ourselves. We can transcend. So if we're a hero, we step into these bigger purposes. We step into a bigger purpose. We are releasing ourselves to the degree where we then are something bigger than us. Right? When we explore, we release our sense of self to the world so that we can be surprised and delighted by what we find, right? We're looking for novelty. We're letting go of what we know, where we've been before, and releasing into the experience and the surprise and delight. We're serving a bigger purpose. We want to suddenly be a hero. We're releasing our own sense of safety to step in and be a solution for someone else, right? And so this is kind of from the perspective of, the witness position sees the simulation, sees the 3D, and then kind of merges with it. There's this merging of 3D, letting go of self in order to experience these states of transcendence. So this is going to help us with, manifestation. When we want to bring a situation that we perceive as out there, it's out there, not me, out there, it's out there, wealth or love. We need to then step into the experiencer mode. We need to bring that little bit of it's me, identification, in order to shift our reality. So how do we do this? Let's say we want to be wealthy. We want to create wealth in our life. And this could be any goal. We want to be a doctor, or we want to be a firefighter, or, there's some point where we have to stop seeing, my team is out there, the firefighters are out there. Our goal is separate from us. We have to then become one. We become one. We take it from outside to in. We identify as it. This is often where imposter syndrome, it's out there. It's out there. Other people are doctors. Other people are firefighters. Other people are YouTube influencers, but not me, because I don't identify as that yet. You got to bring it out and get it in. Think as that person. Act as that person. So when we're trying to attain a goal, be someone that we want to be, we got to bring it from outside in, identify as it, step into that experiencer. This is me. I am wealth. I am love. Emanate it. I am heroism. Bring it back into self, make it relevant to self, put it in an identity level, integrate it into your identity. I am this. Even if you're not, that's not how your world is right now. It's okay. You have to be brave enough to identify as it before it appears outside of you. This is the transition that everyone has to make when they're trying to be something new, right? Our goals inspire us to be someone new. And the faster you can step into that new you, the better you're going to do, the more successful you're going to do. I talked about identities last week. Go ahead and check that out. It's kind of the same concept. But so if you want to master self, step out of the experiencer for just a little bit, bring in the witness, introduce the witness, and have a balance of those two in order to master self, right? Otherwise, we just believe that our emotions are us, our personality is fixed, or we have this fixedness, because we're trying to escape cognitive fixedness. Because when we really get stuck in this, and we get stuck in this, we're not having a balance. It's a yin yang. We need balance. We need a little bit of the other side in the experiencer. This is why people fail to manifest what they want. They don't become the person. They don't identify as the person who is already experiencing it. You have to bring it in an identity level. Bring it in. I am wealth. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am loved. I am love. Who am I as that person? You have to bring it in and live from it. Live from it. Make it as close to you as possible, as integrated into yourself as possible, to then have the world reflect it back to you. Because really, it's all us. It's all us, right? I talked about how 3D reality is a dream in our senses. It's all me. What I perceive as outside of me really is me. It's inside of my senses. And so it's all me on some level. It's some perspective. It's just different flavors of perspective. So let me know what you thought of this. I hope this helped you. And cognitive flexibility really is the key to self-actualizing ourselves, because self-actualized people can do this. If they're perceiving something outside of themselves too much, they bring it into identity, into experiencer mode. If they're in experiencer mode and it gets too intense, they step into witness. This is self-actualization. This is the ability to move self in and out of perspective, either transcend and become something bigger than yourself in the moment. And oh my God, it's amazing. When you watch a sunset or you live your purpose, that dissolution of self, that expansion, oh my God, it feels good. And then to bring it into self, to tuck into self, the safety of self, to bring something into yourself and embody it. And that's just as sacred. Two very sacred perspectives. So let me know what you thought. Maintain cognitive flexibility to be a master at whatever you choose, whether it's manifesting goal attainment or whether it's emotional mastery and self mastery, being who you want to be on all levels. So I hope this was helpful. Leave a comment below and have a great day. Bye.